Hello everybody, I'm the Solo Gamer, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4. Welcome to a brand new series in a brand new game. Not yet released, but very, very soon. And I'm excited to get going on this one. I'm going to be playing as Italy. Now, Italy is already being played right now, I know, by Quill18. So, taking that into consideration, I am going to go for a different kind of Italy. A red Italy, so to speak. And I'll explain more about that once we get into game, but just know that this is going to be a little bit more interesting, in that we might not be joining the Axis. It might be something completely different. So, with that set in mind, we'll get into the game, we'll pick our country, and we'll go from there. So, the two start scenarios that we have right now are January 1st, 1936, which is pretty much, you get to build up towards World War II, or you could pick the 1939 start, which is essentially right when the war gets going. You know, right when the big war stuff starts happening, which is awesome. Okay, we're going to be playing as Italy. Right now, our leader is Benito Mussolini. He is fascist, and that's the country. It's a fascist country. The government is a totalitarian regime. The elections, never, of course. Ruling party is the Partito Nazionale Fascista, which is the, I guess the Nazi... No, the National Fascism, right? The National Fascist Party. Brief history, blah, 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 blah. You can read all this. You can pause it if you want to. Essentially, Italy is a pretty big dominant power in the Mediterranean. They hold holdings in northern Africa and in the Horn of Africa near Ethiopia, which we do start at war against. We do start at war against Ethiopia to essentially kill them and take them over. So we'll have to deal with that right when we get into game. Alright, but I think we're ready to go, so we'll select that. Of course, you can choose any other country in the entire game. Granted, this is Hearts of Iron 4, and the main powerhouses in this game are going to be centralized as France, England, United States, Germany, Poland, Italy, stuff like that. If you choose Colombia, it's going to be a very, very slow game. It's still going to be a game. You're not out of the water. It's just, this game is not like EU4. It is not like European Size 4. In that a small country is not going to have as great success ruling the world than one of the major powers. So, while that does suck, it's still a really, really fun game. Alright, so we're going to choose Historical AI Focuses on, just so the war does happen, and happens kind of historically accurate. Now, Historical AI Focuses only changes what the AI chooses for their focus tree. Basically telling them when to choose what. It doesn't mean they'll choose the same thing every time. It just means it's more guided, which is kind of nice. All right, so we'll do that. Of course, if you want a more hectic game, then turn that off. All right, so here we are, Italy, the brilliant green country in the Mediterranean. Although, it won't be green for long. I have a plan to kind of buddy up with the great old Comintern over here. The Soviet Union, which currently is communist. We're not communist right now. So how do we go about changing ourselves to becoming a communist country? Well, once we get enough political power up here, which is gained 2 daily, which is very, very nice, actually, we can go into our government tab, click on a political advisor, and then grab a communist revolutionary, which will change our daily communism support by 0.10 each month. It's going to be kind of slow, and the Communist Party only has 2%, but I think we'll be able to get this done. And of course, the more communists we have in here, the more events that will fire, the less it'll take, and so on and so forth. It's going to be a long haul, but it'll be a different haul. You know what I mean? I mean, Italy not joining the Axis, I mean, that's pretty big. So, no matter what, we will try to be communist. Whether we get dragged into World War II or not, somehow, we'll find our way in. You know? We'll find our way. Like I said, though, we are at war against Ethiopia down here, and to essentially make them capitulate, we need to take Addis Ababa, which is their capital, and their only war goal, it looks like. Yeah, they only have 1 territory. I would say that this is a piece of cake, but I'm not sure if it's going to go too well in the beginning. Before we set up the front lines down here, we're going to set up the front lines up here with different theaters and stuff like that. So we'll go like this. We'll make you a new army. We will add Pietro Bodaglio. I'm sorry. I'm gonna butcher Italian names. Please forgive me. It's yeah. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're gonna make this the French. Actually, we'll just call it Northern Italy. The Northern Italy Theater. All right, nice. And we'll make the border go along, or rather the front line on the French border here. And, you know, we'll draw up a nice offensive line. The offensive line helps their planning bonus, which is right in here. And essentially, if they have a planning bonus, they will get a bonus towards fighting in that said plan. So we'll go like this. Go up. Thank you. Okay, so essentially, we'll stay on this side of the river for the time being. Again, we don't even need to execute this plan to get the planning bonus. We could technically go to war with France and manually move them. They will still get that bonus. It's just kind of nice. Did I unpause? No, these guys were already on the border. All right, I'm confusing myself. Let us see. There is 2 guys down in here. We'll put you on the border of Yugoslavia, which might be another target of ours to take over. They are pretty much neutral, so if we justify a war goal and go after them, it shouldn't piss anybody off. Maybe. I mean, war is bad in all instances. But, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, something like that for the time being. And now we go down to the Horn of Africa. We'll select a new army. We'll also create a new theater as well, which we'll call this Africa. Alrighty. And we'll put you on the border of Ethiopia with a plan to take the capital. Alright. And we also have some guys down here as well, so we'll do the same kind of thing. Okay, and... Right, leaders. Do you have any tanks? No. So, I mean, this really isn't going to help me, so I guess we'll go Sebastiano and... Ubaldo. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, Africa. Well, this part of Africa. Tunisian side, or Libya, I should say. We'll get a new commander, which is the last one, Giovanni Menace. And we will add a gigantic border for France, and then set some ridiculous plan that will probably never get executed. Okie dokie. Now that's pretty much all of our army stuff handled, but we also have planes. We have tons and tons of planes here. Now, normally what I like to do is I like grouping them up in one specific location, just because it's so much easier. So we're going to select all of these guys, and we will make them go to Rome. Just everybody. Except for these guys. The ones in Eritrea. We will have them stay exactly where they are. Stay there. Okay, good. Because we'll actually have them in the fight. So we can actually go ahead and select the East African... I don't know what you'd call this. It's, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Just the air side of East Africa. I can't think right now. Good God. All right. Drop the fighters and bombers in here, and we'll have them help us in our wars. Except we'll turn off strategic bombing of cities, because I don't want them to destroy the infrastructure. It'll be less... yeah. If I can destroy the least amount of infrastructure, I'm going to be happy, because then I don't have to build it back up. That's said and done. We also have navies, a crapload of navies, which is another side of things that's kind of crazy. Now, I'm going to be honest. The navy and air side of Hoi 4, I am completely lost. Like, I know the basics, but I don't know how to efficiently handle these guys in, like I said, a very efficient manner. And it's... I could lose solely on not preparing my armies, or navies and air force correctly. And I'm sorry about that, but I really have no idea. No freaking clue. What we can do immediately, though, is kind of easy, is set our submarines to do some convoy raiding. Now, they won't do this unless we have an enemy that is convoy that is trading with their convoys in the selected regions, but it is nice to kind of do. Now, considering we are Italy, we want to lock down the Mediterranean. So we'll group you guys up, and we'll actually have you guys search and destroy. We can't do the Black Sea because Turkey holds the little channel in here. And we'll do that. Should we go in here? Probably. Yeah. Let's see. So we can... How do we get... There we go. Okay. Very, very nice. We also have another one over... this way. Too many submarines. Jeez. Okay, you guys will group up in here. The submarine will be on a convoy rating. Down in here. Oh, so many things. And there was more submarines right here, which will go, you know what? If we get into a war against, you know, America or Great Britain, United Kingdom, sorry, then they're going to be sending stuff back and forth. You know, United States mostly to the United Kingdom. So if we can raid some convoys in here, I mean, that's one step in the right direction. All right, let's go ahead and work on all of this stuff up here. So technology. Technology is very, very important, especially land doctrines. Land doctrines make or break a battle or a war entirely. If you are not caught up with your doctrines, it's going to really suck for you. So, what we have here, we are down the Grand Battle Plan Doctrine, which is extensive planning and preparation before engaging in battle, which is the key to success. So, I don't really like this one, but it is good for organization. Right, we have organization, defense, breakthrough, soft attack, that's pretty good. Of course, we have a little bit of a blitz down in here. Reinforce rate, organization, yeah, all this good stuff. Okay, I mean, I would have loved to go down either mobile warfare or mass assault, but we don't get to choose, I don't think. Oh, can we switch? Oh, we can switch. I actually didn't know that. I don't want to switch right now because we're already down here, but that's good to know. That's very good to know. Let's go down to Grand Battle Plan anyway. I'm going to keep this one because it is still pretty good. It's just not what I would have liked. But of course, having organization, which is this little green bar here, this basically indicates your will to fight. This is your strength, this orange bar, but the organization is very, very important. That is basically your health of your unit. If this drops to 0, you're out of the battle. So you really want good organization. All right, anyway, so that's taken care of. We always want to work on at least one of these at a time. Now what we're going to work on is pretty much industry and engineering for the first couple techs, essentially. So we're going to grab electronic mechanical engineering, which is going to give us -2% to our research time, which is not that much, but it does unlock some pretty cool stuff. Now we're going to go into industry, which is going to give us basic machine tools, production efficiency cap plus 5%, really, really good. And construction 1, basically construction speed plus 10%. Okay. Now we're going to get it. I mean, there's so much to do to prepare to get into the game, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to do. Free civilian factories. So civilian factories dictate what you can build in your kingdom or empire or whatever you are. So if you wanted to build infrastructure, you use civilian factories to do that. And we currently don't have much. So to build something, it would take a very, very long time. So what we want to do is build a lot more civilian factories up front. And then we'll have a good, nice little base to build a lot of other things, like forts or military factories, which is what we need to produce actual items. Which I'm just going to do like this for now. Let's do this, because I want you to finish up what you're building here. And then you could just build, I guess, I don't know, submarines maybe? Again, I'm not great with Navy, but convoy raiding is totally fine. So if I build a lot of submarines, I mean, I can at least blow up all of their convoys, and I'll be doing something good. I'm going to try to learn the Navy, obviously, but yeah, it's just going to be easier if I do that for the time being. Okay. What else? Right. We are building a lot of these civilian buildings, so they'll be done within a reasonable time, hopefully. And then we'll work on military. Other than that, though, let's go into no divisions of basic training. Well, we don't really have a lot of infantry equipment, so we'll only build one. You know what? No, we won't build any. We'll just get rid of that like that. Okay, and a national focus. This is what dictates the path or the story of your country, for the beginning at least. You can pretty much do whatever you want, but this will help you get there. So if we wanted to go to war with Greece, this would be a great path to go down, to instantly get a claim on them and go to war. What do you need for... Do you need to stay... Claims on Yugoslavia, befriend Italy first. Pact of Steel. No, we don't want to be friends with Germany. Go after France. So it looks like we can still kind of Bulgaria. No, I don't want to befriend Bulgaria. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, honestly, a lot of this stuff is going to be really good for us. So we might come down here anyway. I'm just wondering if we need to be fascist to stay down this track. That's the only thing I'm worried about. It looks like I don't have to be. So, yeah. That's good. I think for the time being, though, we will go after Ethiopian war logistics, which gives us 2 infrastructure, 3 naval bases, 3 more infrastructure, and 4 more naval bases in essentially all of the Ethiopian lands over there. And that's great. I mean, the infrastructure helps with supply. The naval bases help with, I think, supply too as well. There is a naval base right here. Extends the range of your fleet and provides repair services for it. Allows overseas supply and export of resources. Alright, yeah. Higher levels increase the supply throughput. Okay. So having more naval capacity over in the African regions will definitely help us out with supply. Great. And other than that, I think we're ready to go. We're going to let our guys get into position, get into planning their attacks to the capital, which is Addis Ababa, like I said. And I think we're going to be good. We already have our planes flying overhead. There's nothing else we can really do over here. I think we're ready to unpause. So, yeah, let's let some time pass. We'll go at probably 2 speed. Now, the thing we have to remember about this game is that it's essentially hour by hour. EU4 is day by day. This game is hour by hour. It's really, really fine-tuned and detailed. So things take quite a long time. Alright, are you guys planning? About 2% each day. We won't wait for it to go completely before we engage, but we want it to be somewhat decent. Okay. Of course, these guys are getting into position as well. We have... there's 1 troop that's coming up. Or 2 troops, I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. We are at 6%. Not much. We have more submarines over here. Well, perfect. Let's go on convoy rating. Over here. And the ships will be on search and destroy. Just give them something to do, you know? I'm not entirely sure what I should do with them, so they can just do their thing. Okay, if we actually... you know what? We can push in from the south with this bottom force here. So you know what? Do it. Okay, so they're going to push in and hopefully make some ground up here. They don't have much. These guys are probably going to try to get down there to, you know, kind of fend me off, where then I'll strike up here. So I'm going to try to distract them with the southern stuff. Which should hopefully work. They're moving something. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. Maybe we should attack? We have 16%. I want at least 20%. At the very least, 20%. 18, come on. A little bit more. We're missing equipment for fighters and tactical bombers. Are we? Oh, we are. Alright. Let's get an interwar fighter, which we do need to upgrade, of course, but we have to do that with technology, and a bomber. These are the lowest of the lows in terms of aircraft design, which kind of sucks, but we don't have a choice. Alright, just do that for the time being. Alright, what do we got? Are we 20% engage? Alright, here we go. Now, we are attacking in mountains, which is very bad from any standpoint. But we do have these mountaineers, these mountain specialized soldiers that can definitely fight a little bit better inside the mountains and hopefully crush them. Now, these guys, I'm not sure exactly what Ethiopia has for an industry base, but we should be able to win based on our supplies alone. I say that, but we're also losing quite a bit per day here. We are coming up. In 20 days, the shortage will be gone and we'll be making a surplus, but people do need our supplies right now. In fact, what is that going to change by today? Okay, it goes up, so it'll come up eventually. We're going to make some ground down in here, but the mountains are going to be kind of tough at first. We'll get them, though. We'll get them. How are we doing over here? Pretty damn great, I think. What? Oh, you're still attacking. And you're helping. Or flanking. I'm not sure what this blue means. I think it means flanking. Don't hold me to that, though, because I'm not entirely sure. Alright, this'll go. You know, we'll win this war. I mean, it's a pretty easy war. But it's just going to take some time. Meanwhile, our fronts should be fully fortified at this point. Yep. And we are slowly building up our political power to change ourselves to a communist state. A people's republic, so to speak. Wait, what is that? What are we doing here? We're guaranteeing the independence of Albania. Well, that can't stand. That will definitely not stand. I think there's something in here. Yeah, Albanian occupation. We will definitely be doing this. I mean, I don't want to befriend Bulgaria, but I guess I can. Now, here's something that I won't go too much into detail on because it hasn't happened yet, but there is a Spanish Civil War. It's essentially communists versus fascists. And it will happen. It's just a matter of when. And we might be able to make sure the red side wins. I mean, I want to. I'm not going to help nationalist Spain. That is what I'm saying. What I would normally do as Italy, if I wanted to say fascist, I would help nationalist Spain, but I probably won't. I think I'm going to go for the other side. For obvious reasons. It looks like Germany is going to demilitarize the Rhineland, which is an interesting thing to do. Of course, it's very historical. They did demilitarize the Rhineland, and then, of course, well, the rest is history. So this little border in here was completely demilitarized. They could not station any troops, forts, or any military buildings inside this little region. Until, well, this. So that's happening. That's going to happen in another 47 days. And then all shit's about to go down. Anyway, we've been going on a little bit too long here, but I just wanted to get the basics out of the way so that you guys kind of understand what I'm going through. I mean, Hearts of Iron 4 is going to be a very complex game to get through, but I hope that I can kind of help you on your way if you are interested in this game. It's a very, very fun game. Very, very fun World War II simulator, and I really enjoy it right now. And yeah, it's great. So anyway, that was this first episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and definitely stay tuned for more.